This is a kickstand balance drill, and we're gonna add a heel lift. So I'm gonna set up with a band, but I'll say up front, you can do this without a band. The band adds a nice element, gives you a place to resist into and out of, a little better feel, but if you don't have a band, all the steps here are still valid. So I'm gonna set up, if you have the band, with it pulling inward on my front leg, and I got my back leg here. First step is I want my feet pointed straight ahead, about 4 to 6 inches in between them, and I want to square my hips. So I don't want my hips kind of flared like that, I want them square. From there, with my weight maybe like 60% on the front leg, 40% on the back leg, I'm going to resist the band. So the band's pulling me inward. I'm going to resist outward, but I want to keep the ball of my foot and the big toe on the ground. So there's a little bit of kind of a tension here where I want this on the ground, ball of foot and the big toe, but then my knee as far out as it can go, again without that coming up. Because I don't want to sprain my ankle, and I don't want just the tips of my toes on the ground. I want that ball of the foot anchored. That's a key point of stability, but then that knee has to come out. From there, 60-40 my weight distribution, I'm going to start to shift into my front leg until this is pretty light, my back leg, and it's really just a balance assist, but there's not really any weight on my back leg. All my weight is here. I'm looking down at my foot and ankle, and I want to keep that as still as possible with minimal wobbling, especially if the knee in or the ball of the foot up. From there, I'm going to slowly lift my heel about an inch. Higher is not better on this because we're going for control. So I'm going to lift it about an inch. Now you can see I'm starting to wobble, and we're trying to control that while maintaining the exact same foot and leg position. So as I lift the heel, I don't want the ball of the foot to come up, don't want the big toe to come up. I want all 5 toes on the ground, but maybe pressing a little more strongly through the ball of the foot as I'm drawing this knee out. Hold for maybe 15 to 30 seconds, working up to a minute, and then we're gonna rest. And now you feel like that front leg is burning, hopefully through the hip, outside the leg, foot, ankle, calf, get a lot of things with this one. But what we're really going for is for a lot of variety of foot and ankle, knee, sometimes even hip issues. We need stability from the ground up, but then our leg, our thigh, needs to also be in the right position. So the ball of the foot needs to be on the ground, but often I find if people are anchoring that down, it draws their femur in like this, which is not necessarily a strong or stable position. So we need the ball of the foot, big toe down, but drawing this out. And then walking and running, we come up on our toe. And that's often, we often see that people will pivot. They'll kind of swing their leg in different ways as they come through the walking and running stride. And it's simply because they're losing control as they're coming off of their heel more onto the forefoot. So the whole goal with this drill is to find stability appropriately and then load it onto the forefoot without wobbling too much or spinning through the foot. So this one's a tough one. Give it a shot.